CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
We need help. We don't need to be pushed away.
Tensions rise as another encampment is cleared out in Barrie. Thank you for joining us. The layers of the homeless crisis here in Barrie are still being uncovered as another encampment gets cleaned up. As the city's state of emergency deepens, so does the push to get help to those that need it most. CTV's Luke Samar joins us live tonight here on CTV Barrie with more. Luke.
Sarah, residents at an encampment on public property outside of Barrie's downtown core given trespass notices yesterday. Today, the cleanup began with outreach groups providing support in a staged silent protest by advocacy groups. We were there and got an inside look at the Bradford Street encampment.
So at 10:30, the park will be closed.
Bloodshot eyes in disbelief by those who called a heavily wooded encampment off of Bradford Street home, now picking up the pieces of their lives and taking with them what they can. Shattered shelter frames being torn down, symbolic of the lives affected by tragedy and hard times. Years of garbage and unimaginable mess left behind. As the state of emergency deepens, the goal to bring those impacted help. The city of Barrie continues to close encampments around the city while emergency crews and outreach supports clear this encampment. Our cameras given rare access as the encampment was shut down, almost the feeling of a photo op with residents wearing shirts representing a call of advocacy reading "Survival is not a crime." The homeless were given an opportunity before being cleared out to share their personal stories.
People don't want to help. They think we're less. We're all human beings. We all live in the same community. We all have children. We don't have children. It doesn't matter. We're humans. We need to be coming together to stop this stuff.
Bylaw officers providing notices of trespass yesterday to everyone living on the public property. Those living in the encampment not satisfied with the temporary accommodations.
They just came, handed us paper, told us, oh, there's temporary relief for you guys, temporary housing, temporary motels. It's always temporary with us. Always. When are we actually going to get full help?
After the city of Barrie declared a state of emergency more than 2 weeks ago after a double homicide in an encampment off Ann Street. Those living in this encampment arguing one bad example doesn't mean the rest of the community is the same.
Because one thing happened at a different camp, it's happening at every camp? No. We are just humans trying to live. We shouldn't be punished for somebody else's behavior. Honestly, we should be left alone.
It's pretty upsetting, not gonna lie. It would be nice if they spent a little bit of money on housing, people. We're all not so bad. Yeah, we all have our, past.
Some say the temporary shelter spaces being provided throughout Simcoe County are not good enough, yet wanting a hand up, trying to get back on their feet.
I was steadily employed, housed, took care of myself. I know how to do it.
Just need help.
I just need help getting there again.
Saying it's a difficult climb out of homelessness once you're there.
Once you're down, it's really hard to get back up. They offer some supports, and for the amount that's out there and what's provided, there's just not enough help.
According to data on the county's website, there are 737 individuals experiencing homelessness in Barrie who are outside the shelter system, including 109 children under the age of 16. Now, according to the county, there were about 18 residents living at this encampment. 7 have been moved into motels, 3 have transitioned to emergency shelter spaces, and 8 refused help. Reporting live in Barrie, I'm Luke Samar. Sarah, we'll send it back inside to you.
Thanks for that, Luke. And as a reminder, we've launched a special page on our website where you can track every update about the state of emergency and the encampments. You can also participate in our poll. Have your say on how you feel this crisis has been handled. Head to ctvnews.ca/Barrie and click on the Barrie encampment button. Midland's mayor is standing his ground tonight against Premier Doug Ford's criticism of speed cameras, pointing out that these so-called cash grabs help save lives. CTV's Rob Cooper breaks down the debate.
The potential cancellation of speed enforcement cameras in Ontario is not sitting well with the mayor of Midland.
Well, it's a little disheartening. Yeah, it just seems a little counterintuitive. I mean, the premier has always backed the blue, back policing and law enforcement and community safety. This seems like a real walkback.
Bill Gordon says his town has 2 of the cameras, this one on Elizabeth Street, selected because of its location to this school. Mayor Gordon says he likes having the cameras because they offer what he calls round-the-clock enforcement in critical areas of the town. Drivers in Midland have mixed feelings about the speed cameras.
I agree with these ones in particular, especially because they're right outside of school zone.
I want them to be gone as well.
Tell me why.
Oh, it's scaring people. People are slamming their brakes on. They're now avoiding the street. They're making more traffic down other streets. So to me, it's a pure money grab.
This week, Premier Ford said he will consider having the cameras removed across the province.
The speed traps do not slow people down. They may slow them within the community, but there's so many other people coming throughout the community. So if our goal is to slow people down, which I think is very important by school zones, we're going to give them the money to put the infrastructure in place that will slow people down.
The Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police is strongly in support of the automated speed enforcement cameras.
And if we no longer have this tool in our toolbox, we'll simply have to revert to regular taxation to fund traffic calming initiatives and hope that the police can spend more time in our community enforcing the speed limits.
Now, Mayor Gordon will not say publicly at what point drivers will receive a ticket in the mail for going over the speed limit, but he is quick to say it's not at 5 kilometers an hour, as some other communities have said. He also says he hopes the Premier does not follow through with the removal of cameras, but says they will follow the directives from the province. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Midland.
Time now to say good evening to Casey Colby. What is this? It's a Colby thing. Did you get that made?
It's a gift. It's a gift, just like the weather. That's the transition. That's the segue we're getting into. It's a gift as far as the weather goes. That is so true. And yes, it is a certain thing that we all kind of have to get used to, isn't it? Let's talk about the first look at the forecast. And here we go, of course. First look at the forecast brought to you by the graveldrivewayguy.com, your local gravel driveway expert. 20 degrees still out here right now, Sarah. Oh, it's a little on the moist side, you might say. Winds are out of the east, 11 kilometers an hour. They'll gust as high as about 30 a little later on. This is a look at the temperature outside as we speak. 22 degrees in Gravenhurst, 21 in Parry Sound, 21 in Toronto, 20 degrees in Newmarket right now, and 18 out Mount Forest Way. And ooh, yeah, it's not raining right now here at 33 Beacon Road, but it has been, and perhaps it's raining where you are right now. And the rain, well, we've had about 30% less this month than we normally would have for the month of April in the city of Barrie. But is there more on the way? Well, it's a Colby thing, and I'll let you know all that coming up in just a few minutes' time back inside Freemark thing.
I'm looking forward to more of an explanation. Thanks for that, Case. Now, residents in Vaughan are once again left straddled after a home was shot at for the second time in less than 3 weeks. As CTV's Janice Golding reports, it's tied to a former tow truck industry kingpin at the center of ongoing violence and investigations.
Two crime scenes, 2 minutes apart. Both houses shot at on 2 separate occasions this month. On September the 6th, bullets rang out at a home on Farrell Road.
Last time I heard, I think it was 5 to 7 shots.
A home police say was targeted again overnight.
I was awake 3:38, I think the exact time was, and I heard 3 shots.
Minutes later, a house on Allison Ann Way, just a few blocks away, was also fired on.
At 3:40, I've heard like 6 or 8 shots to that house.
In total, there have been 6 shootings in Vaughan in the month of September at 4 separate addresses. All are being linked and are considered, as I say, targeted.
Linked and targeted, but how exactly? Police aren't saying. However, CTV News has learned that the home on Farrell Road was owned by Alexander Vinogradsky, the former owner of Paramount Towing. The 39-year-old was gunned down in March 2024 outside a plaza in Toronto following years of conflict and an arrest in relation to a deadly tow truck turf war.
There are no tow trucks in our area. There are no tow trucks in driveways. There are no people I see here from the tow truck industry. So to hear that connection and what's going on, it's and what's being alluded to is obviously concerning.
Police did arrest one of the suspects in this investigation, 23-year-old Kajeen Isaiah Daman of Innisfil, who was arrested shortly after shots were fired on a nearby home on Lady Angela Lane. Janice Golding, CTV News, Toronto.
Also in York Region, a motorcyclist has died following a crash. It happened shortly before 6:30 last night in the area of Major Mackenzie Drive and Reeser Road. York Regional Police say the motorcycle collided with a pickup truck. The rider was taken to hospital with serious injuries. They were later pronounced dead. An employee at the Royal Bank of Canada has been charged with unlawfully accessing the bank records of Prime Minister Mark Carney. Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne was asked about the incident as he left today's caucus meeting.
I have barely seen the report, so it's difficult for me to comment on something specific, but it just reinforced that we need to have strong procedures in place, obviously, to preserve privacy, and it applies to all Canadians, so it just reminds everyone that, privacy and having system to prevent, fraudulent access to anyone's file is something that we should all be concerned about.
RCMP have charged a 23-year-old with fraud over $5,000, unauthorized use of a computer, identity theft, and trafficking in identity information. And now to an update in the case of Brandon Aaron, found guilty earlier this year of second-degree murder and the stabbing death of a Good Samaritan. CTV's Mike Arcelides has that story.
Convicted of murder for stabbing Good Samaritan David Goddard 3 years ago in Bradford, Brandon Aaron heard from Goddard's family as they delivered a victim impact statement. Goddard's brother-in-law, Donald Ayers, told the court Aaron turned Goddard from a living, loving, caring human being who would not and did not hesitate to help someone in need into a piece of cold, unemotional evidence, highlighting Goddard's career as a construction worker and stroke survivor who had plenty of years ahead of him. Ayers then appealed to Aaron to turn his life around, imploring the now 23-year-old to use his time in prison to reflect on the first 20 years of his life that led him to holding a blood-stained knife, reducing Goddard to a 15-pound box of ashes. Aaron was found guilty of second-degree murder for stabbing the 59-year-old Bradford man 20 times after Goddard came to the aid of Aaron's girlfriend, who was being assaulted by him in the early morning hours of September 4th, 2022, along Holland Street West. The Crown said Aaron brutally assaulted and held a knife to her throat following an argument during a night out drinking. When Goddard intervened and offered to take the young woman home, Aaron became enraged, pulled out the steak knife, stabbed Goddard, and left him dead on the side of the road. Aaron claimed self-defense, fearing for his life. The jury didn't buy it. Aaron has been behind bars since his arrest later that day. Under the criminal code, a sentence for second-degree murder means no chance of parole for between 10 and 25 years. Aaron's sentencing hearing is scheduled to continue next month. Mike Arcelides, CTV News, Barrie.
Huronia West OPP is asking for the public's help in a shooting investigation. On August 15th, officers responded to a shooting near Highway 26 on 1516 Side Road. One person was shot and taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators say two suspects arrived in a dark Volkswagen Jetta or Passat. After a verbal argument, the passenger, described as a white man with sandy brown hair, fired shots and both people fled. There's no public safety concern at this time, but anyone with information is asked to contact police. Meanwhile, Barrie police arrested a 36-year-old man after multiple calls from the public about a naked person at the waterfront exposing himself. Police issued a warning about the perpetrator on Tuesday, urging residents to be aware of their surroundings after numerous reports about a naked man spanning the area of Minette's Point to the General John Hayter South Shore Community Centre. Tonight, Barrie City Council is set to discuss several important issues affecting local residents. CTV's Jack Morse joins us live now with more. Jack, what can we expect on the agenda tonight?
Well, Sarah, the big item on the agenda tonight is actually that the city's getting ready to hand over Kempenfeld Kelly. Now, this comes after the Canadian Intellectual Property Office informed them that someone had challenged their ownership of the trademark. This picture of Kempenfeld Kelly was commissioned by a local businessman, Arch Brown, in 1967, based on the legendary Igapogo, a mysterious lake monster sighted in Lake Simcoe, and in its namesake, Kempenfeld Bay. The cartoon was given to Barrie in 1986. In 1990, Kempenfeld Kelly became the official mascot of the city. The myth such a part of the community, this sea serpent sculpture was put up in 2016. The city applied for the character to become an official mark, a special kind of trademark for public bodies like cities, more permanent and easier to share.
Over the years, we've seen it used more and more, and so we're just working with Tourism Barrie, make sure that Kempenfelt Kelly lives on in the public realm in terms of something that's used and used for good things like tourism. So Kempenfelt Kelly lives, and you'll see Kempenfelt Kelly at a bay near you.
Tonight, Council will debate if the rights to use Kempenfelt Kelly should be handed over to Tourism Barrie for their use promoting the city. Now, Barrie says that staff are going to look into building a policy so that community groups and businesses can use the image of Kempenfelt Kelly. However, that's not going to be discussed at Council tonight. Sarah, back to you.
That's very interesting. Thanks very much for that, Jack. And a reminder that Jack will have a full recap around Council tonight at 11. In other news tonight, Health Canada is pushing back against claims made by President Donald Trump about Tylenol. The agency says there is no conclusive evidence that using Tylenol as directed during pregnancy causes autism or other neurodevelopmental disorders. In fact, Health Canada recommends it as a safe treatment for pain and fever during pregnancy, warning that not treating these symptoms can pose risks to unborn children. Trump made these unproven claims about the drug at a news conference earlier this week. Late night host Jimmy Kimmel returned to television last night after a suspension that sparked a debate about free speech right across the United States.
And now, Jimmy
After a standing ovation that lasted close to a minute, here is how he started after nearly a week off the air.
Anyway, as I was saying before I was interrupted, if you're just joining us, we are preempting your regularly...
The late night host also became emotional when discussing his comments about the political response to the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Clerk.
It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it.
Let it be all it is, small and still and better left alone. Some things are better broken.
Canadian singer Sarah McLachlan was Kimmel's musical guest over the weekend, and in support of free speech, she refused to perform at the premiere of a documentary for Disney, which owns ABC. And the latest list of Canada's most popular baby names is out, and some familiar favorites, they're still at the top. For the 9th year in a row, Olivia remains the most popular girl's name, while Noah holds the top spot for boys in the 4th straight year. Runners-up include Liam and Charlotte. Interestingly, Sophia, spelt with a PH, and Sophia with an F, ranked 5th and 6th separately, but if you combine them, that name would actually be more popular than Olivia. Where's Sarah in there? Come on. Still to come here on CTV, 6 Aurelia seniors have turned a book club friendship into a best-selling mystery. We'll share more on the heartwarming story behind the Red Canoe novel, plus a story of hope and healing as cancer survivors get a special kind of tattoo to help them feel complete. Details coming up next. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. Some seniors in the Sunshine City are garnering attention for their shared passion and impressive literary talent. With hundreds of copies already sold, their first book is a hit, and the story behind it is just as remarkable as the one they wrote.
People are calling us from Thunder Bay and places wanting copies of our book. It's amazing.
The book is called The Red Canoe, a spiderweb mystery, and many are calling it amazing. Just as amazing, 6 friends co-wrote the book together. They all live in the same condo building and belong to the same book club. They've not only learned valuable lessons through the writing process, but they're also sharing their success and their generosity with others.
Well, actually, it's made our friendships much closer. We've become much closer. We understand each other. We understand our personality differences, and we've learned to tolerate each other more, so it's been really good.
We did not do this for profit. We did it so that we could donate a portion of the proceeds to charities.
The authors have already donated more than $400 to the Green Haven Shelter for Women in Orillia. Their book is available at the Leacock Museum and several stores in downtown Orillia. And how does one become part of that book club? They sound like a barrel of laughs. Today, a special kickoff run was held at South Simcoe Police South Division in Bradford.
Well, tomorrow we start up in Toronto at the Provincial Police Memorial, and we take the 460-kilometer trek up to Ottawa and finish our week off at the National Police Memorial on Sunday.
Part of the National Peace Officers Memorial Run, the community came together to honor fallen officers with a run or walk through town. The event also included moments of silence at 2 memorial parks named in their honor.
This annual event now is a way to remind ourselves of the sacrifice made by our colleagues. We gather together to gain strength, but we also run in the community to remind the community of the sacrifices that our members have made for community safety here in Bradford and Innisfil.
We used to have a lot of laughs out there with Devin, so having him and his brother actually comes and joins us for the run now. Having him there is a great reminder of Devin, and kind of just brings peace to us while we're running.
Today's gathering, just one part of the National Police and Peace Officers Memorial Rides and Runs to Remember. Officers from across the country will be rallying together, heading to Ottawa, remembering their fallen sisters and brothers. It was a marathon of hope in Newmarket yesterday as 35 women who lost their breasts to cancer got something back.
Cancer needs to be healed first, but as a final journey, the reconstruction of the areola just makes them feel human again, makes them feel as they were.
These women received restorative areola tattoos free of charge. Everything was donated, including the time and talent of 10 tattoo artists from across North America, from Florida to British Columbia. For many, it marked a final victory in a long and difficult cancer journey.
When you've had reconstruction, they are bald. These breasts are bald. But what we do here is magic. We put an areola, a nipple, back on the breast in a 3D expertise to make it look like it was always there.
You look in the mirror and every day you see something different, something that is missing. A part of you is missing. And for me, getting this tattooing done is going to stop that feeling every day. I will see a complete image when I look in the mirror, when I get out of the shower, when I'm brushing my hair, getting emotional about it. So it is impactful, and it's something that is truly just for myself.
Yes, for these women, it's a chance to feel whole again after enduring the toughest fight of their lives. A powerful badge of ink and a lasting mark of survival. The clock is winding down to get your tickets for one of the region's biggest 50-50 draws. The deadline to enter the RVH Auxiliary 50-50 community draw is tonight at midnight, 11:59 to be exact. The grand prize has climbed to over $316,000 and it's still growing. All proceeds support patient care and critical equipment at RVH, making this one of Simcoe County's most impactful hospital fundraisers.
The community support is huge. We could not raise this kind of money without our community, and we are very grateful to the community for coming out and supporting the auxiliary and the volunteers here at RVH.
Yes, so time's almost up. Ticket sales close at 11:59 tonight, so don't miss your shot. If you're looking for a link to get there, that can always be done on the CTV Barrie website. You can also follow breaking news as it happens. Barrie.ctvnews.ca/Barrie, or scan the QR code on your screen. Volunteers got their hands dirty in Markham today, planting more than 1,400 trees to mark National Tree Day. It's all about raising awareness for the environment and the crucial role that trees play in our well-being. With green spaces disappearing because of urban development, projects like this are more important than ever. Similar events took place from Newfoundland right to British Columbia, with communities across the country coming together, all part of National Forest Week. Still to come, Fall Fun takes center stage. We'll have a roundup of events happening around the region this weekend, but right now, let's head outside. It's a Colby thing.
And it can be your thing, because tomorrow is National One Hit Wonder Day. Here's the challenge. Can you think, I'm trying to get through this, can you think of a I'm trying. Can you think of a one-hit wonder that involves weather in the title? Aha, our weather watcher artiste certainly has. Have a look. Madison says, oh, that's easy. Orange Juice Jones, the rain. And it's in the forecast. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
We are celebrating all things fall this week. Colorful leaves, pumpkins, cozy moments, and more. And if you're feeling creative, here's something new. We'd love to see your weather drawings as well. Submit one to be featured in our Weather Watcher call out. You can send both the photos and the drawings to picture this at ctv.ca. Casey Colby, our in-house artiste, we just got a phone call from someone outlining what they thought the answer was to your one-hit wonder.
Let's hear it.
Mentioning rain.
Let's hear it.
It's Raining Men by the Weather Girls. Is that another one?
That's another good one. Well done. The Weather Girls. Boy, they could sing. And what a video. Look at it sometime. Yeah.
Maybe I will.
Yes,
I've never seen it before.
Well, I do weather. You can look at that.
Done.
And here we go. It's a deal. Let's talk about the Weather Guys. And it's Raining Men and the Weather Girls. Yeah, it's all there. It's not raining right now, but it has been. And maybe it's raining where you are right now. Let's continue on with the forecast and take a look. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the temperature. Yeah, still very mild. 21 degrees in the Sunshine City of Aurelia, 19 in Alliston, holding steady at 21 degrees in Toronto, and 20 degrees up Parry Soundway. This is the almanac for today. 20 and 15, that's the high, that's the low. A record 35 degrees in 2008. What a hot day that was, yeah. I believe I was here. A 0.5 for record low in 1992. That's record cool. Sun rises tomorrow. Will we see it? 7:09. Will we see it set at 7:10? About 12 hours of daylight expected for tomorrow. Let's take a look at that forecast radar in this evening. Yes, still plenty of active weather in our region, although things do start to change tomorrow as we let that go. And look at that system making its way roaring up right through. I believe that come up through the Ohio Valley. And this is the southern tip of Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe. Overnight temperatures settling in 15, 16 degrees. There's still the possibility of anywhere from 10 to 25 millimeters of rainfall and fog this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I forgot to mention the fog last night for this morning because, boy, the foggy skies. Yes, we are looking at still the chance of some showers and even some thunderstorms this evening. And as mentioned, 10 to 25 millimeters of additional rainfall is possible. 20 and 22 tomorrow, cloudy, just a slight chance of a shower passing through before Mother Nature turns off the taps. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 16 and 17 degrees, 10 to 15 millimeters of rainfall expected. Possibly even a thunderstorm and some low-lying fog for this evening. It burns off tomorrow morning, 21, 22, 23 in Richmond Hill. Cloudy, and there still is a 40% chance of a shower and or a thunderstorm tomorrow in the southern part of our viewing region. This is the northern part. Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Haliburton, 15 degrees overnight. 3 to 5 millimeters of rainfall expected left to come down for this evening. And then some low-lying fog permeating throughout our entire region. There is still a chance of a thunderstorm too. You may hear some thunder, maybe even a little lightning. See a little lightning. 21 degrees is the high for tomorrow. Cloudy and a 30% chance of a shower tomorrow before, as mentioned, Mother Nature turns off the tap. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast. And it looks like this. When Mother Nature turns off the tap, she means business. It's a Mother Nature thing. Friday, we're looking at fair skies. Sun and cloud, 22 degrees, 24. Wide open skies Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 24, 23, 23 degrees. Woo, that's looking good. Isn't it a lovely way to close out if you like sun and warm temperatures. Lovely way to close out the month. 5-day extended forecast York region. Have a look. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. A little bit of a sun run, isn't it? Yeah, 23 degrees on Friday, 25 by Sunday, and 24 as we head back to work and school on the Monday. This is the 5-day extended forecast. Muskoka, Parry Sound, Haliburton. And as you take a look at Friday and Saturday, yeah, we are looking at a slight chance of some shower activity. Fair skies, 21, 23, so mild temperatures, very nice. By Sunday, the clouds are gone, and 23 degrees, sunny skies, Sunday and Monday. And Sarah, I don't know if you had enough time to look at that video, but maybe we can catch up to you after the show and maybe even sing one of your one-hit wonders.
I haven't had a chance to look because the phone won't stop ringing. In case we've got another couple of suggestions, I'll share those a little later in the newscast, because right now we need to talk about the Pick Your Own Apple season at Berry Hill Farms. That's in Springwater, and we're learning that it's come to an early end. A lighter crop and a busy weekend led to the orchard being picked out sooner than expected. Farmer Maurice Gervais says he's disappointed but grateful for the amazing turnout. A dry spring is to blame for fewer apples and a shorter harvest, but not to worry. The farm is still offering apples that were picked from the tops of the trees in their market. A trip to the local orchard, of course, is always a fun day, but if you're looking for other ways to make the most of the weekend, here's Bounce 104 morning show host Martin Van Coy with your weekend event listings.
Hi, I'm Martin Van Coy for Bounce Radio, and these are your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1. Kicking things off this weekend, we have the Coldwater Fall Fair. It's running from the 26th to the 28th, and there will be everything from sheep shows and baby shows to demolition derbies and horses. It's a full weekend of events, all in one convenient location at the Coldwater Community Center. You can see a full list of activities at coldwaterfallfair.com. From mutton busting to murals, this weekend is the iconic Midland Mural Festival. It's happening on the 27th, and it's all about celebrating arts and culture alongside the many murals of Midland. From 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., you can take a guided or self-guided tour through some of the 30-plus outdoor murals in the city. Midland is home to one of Ontario's biggest outdoor art galleries and the largest mural in Ontario. So take a stroll and soak in all the art at this free celebration that will also feature some great live music. Also this weekend is the Midhurst Autumn Fest Fall Fair. It's at the Midhurst Pavilion, and it's Midhurst's largest community event and their largest fundraising initiative. This Saturday, there's going to be dozens of local vendors and community groups, fun games, contests, delicious food, and so much more. A big draw is the apple pie baking contest, jello and watermelon eating contests, raffles, and the draws. You can learn more at villageofmidhurst.ca/autumnfest. Lastly, this weekend is the Open Fields Farm Tour, where from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, you can tour various farms all over the Blue Mountain area. The 6 locations include Alpine Ridge Alpacas, Apple Springs Orchard, Coffin Ridge Vineyard and Winery, as well as Purple Hollow Lavender Farm. You can learn more about this collaboration between Blue Mountain and Meaford at exploreblue.ca. Those are your weekend events for Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Okay, and I imagine at this point that many of you know that a day on the links is an ideal weekend plan for me, and I don't think I'm alone in that thought.
Always take a practice shot. My husband, he was a wonderful golfer, and he said, we have to go out when I retire. And I said, okay, I'll be brave and I'll learn it.
That's Pearl Atwood. She's 100 years old and still swinging strong. She's been playing for 50 years and celebrated her 100th birthday on the course. She golfs every Wednesday morning on a Pennsylvania golf course, one of 60 women playing in a ladies' league. One will hope. What a lucky, lucky way to live your 100 years. Still to come, Prime Minister Mark Carney shares his vision for a stronger, more inclusive global economy. Details on that, plus we'll recap tonight's top stories. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Recapping our top stories, residents at a Bradford Street encampment on public property in Barrie were given trespass notices yesterday. Today, the cleanup started while outreach groups supported and advocacy groups staged a silent protest. Out of 18 people living there, 10 are now receiving support and 8 have refused the help. Barrie City Council is preparing to meet tonight at 7 p.m. The big item on the table. Barrie is getting ready to potentially hand over Kempenfeld Kelly. It comes after the Canadian Intellectual Property Office told the city someone had challenged its ownership of the trademark. And the potential cancellation of speed enforcement cameras in Ontario is not sitting well with the Mayor of Midland. Bill Gordon says his town has 2 of the cameras, one on Elizabeth Street because it's close to a school, and he likes having the cameras because they offer round-the-clock enforcement. Prime Minister Mark Carney was one of the world leaders who spoke this morning at the Global Economy Summit held alongside the UN General Assembly. Today's focus was all on how to build a stronger, fair, and more sustainable global economy.
The shareholders should be looking at key performance indicators that are directly tied, of course, to the Sustainable Development Goals, but also absolute volumes of capital that are moving. And in some cases, it's not about lending. It's actually about technical assistance. It's making capital flow.
Right now, this year.
The Prime Minister also highlighted the importance of working together globally and building strong partnerships to close economic gaps. He says it's all about creating a financial system that works for future generations. And while global leaders talk long-term economic strategy, investors are keeping a close eye on what's happening in the markets right now. Let's take a look at where the numbers stand. The TSX was down 58 points. The Dow was down 171. The Nasdaq was down 75. And commodities oil was up to close at $64.99 a barrel. Gold was down to finished at $37.68 an ounce, and our dollar was down to end the day at 71.98 cents US. Affordable housing remains a growing challenge, with more people than ever facing homelessness. But as CTV's Sarah Plowman shows us, a small community in Fredericton may have found a practical solution, one that might work for our region too.
The homes are tiny, but the hope each offers is huge.
I really didn't think I was going to survive this long. My name is Petra. I'm one of the entrepreneurs here.
Once homeless and feeling hopeless, Petra Haynes now has both and a business.
These are the pillows I have.
She lives here and sells her crafts at a shop steps away where people who were once unhoused are now blossoming entrepreneurs. She just sold a sticker.
It's definitely really helped me. This is my art.
The money, skills, and confidence they earn replaces self-doubt.
Being able to actually have this like a thing and it's really happening, it's mind-blowing.
Marcel Lebrun is the mastermind behind the community, the cafe next door where some work, and this program. He believes purpose is key to unlocking potential.
To see somebody go from unhoused to housed, obviously people think, well, that's great, they're safe and they're warm, but from going to have a sense of purpose is the most transformative thing by far.
So when the carpenters are finished, I go hunting.
Susan Hayward creates art like these miniature tiny homes from scraps left over from home builds. Her days are more meaningful.
I want to be happy every day, and this is bringing me happiness.
These businesses really are being built on self-belief. They're investing in themselves because somebody else invested in them.
Sarah Plowman, CTV News.
Coming up, Major League Baseball is getting technology that's next level. Find out how robot umpires could change the way the game is called next season. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Here's a look at your Wednesday night primetime lineup. The Rookie is at 8 and 9 p.m., followed by Criminal Minds at 10 and CTV News Barrie at 11 p.m. In just a few minutes' time, the Toronto Blue Jays will be looking to get back in the win column as their race in the AL East tightens. CTV's Raheem Ladani stirs up excitement ahead of the game.
This year, hits it, fouls.
After the Blue Jays' frustrating 4-1 loss to the Red Sox Tuesday night, Jays fans are feeling
awful right now, but they're going to come through.
Well, a little apprehensive, you know. Still got a little work to do.
The deadline to get that work done is closing in, and the Jays have lost 5 of their last 6 games. The Blue Jays' magic number to clinch the AL East pennant remains at 4 with 5 games remaining. Meanwhile, the New York Yankees are now just 1 game back of Toronto.
It has been gut check time. The nerves are in full force. Not exactly the time of year you want to suddenly see your offense dry up.
Go Jays! Not everyone is hitting the panic button, though. Cheryl from Chilliwack, BC, is celebrating her 70th birthday, and she and her husband George have complete confidence.
They always come back, or mostly always come back.
Our Jays are rocking it.
And then there's die-hard Jays fan Peter from the United Kingdom, who's trying to keep perspective.
The trouble is, we've done so well that anything other than winning the division now feels like a loss. You know, we're in the playoffs with the first team in the league to be confirmed. So we shouldn't be too down on ourselves, even if it doesn't work out with the Yankees.
Regardless of where the Jays finish, there will be playoff baseball in Toronto, which fans say is
priceless.
Tickets go on sale to the general public Thursday morning, and everyone wishes they could be there.
I'm from Moncton, New Brunswick, and I'd love to see a playoff game. I'd really love to be in that atmosphere, but unfortunately it's not going to happen.
But no matter how the standings shake out, Toronto knows October baseball is coming. Raheem Ladani, CTV News.
Jays fans managed to pull off a win last night at the Rogers Centre. Here's how. The record for the most loony dogs consumed in a single season has officially been broken. Fans have eaten more than 800,000 hot dogs this year, and more than 92,000 of them were enjoyed last night. And looking ahead to the next season, the umpires might just be a little more robotic. CTV's Adrian Gabriel has details on what that means for the game.
But it's a strike, and again, not reviewable. Oh, boy. And then that call goes against them.
In baseball, 3 strikes has always meant you're out.
That ball a good 3 inches off the outside corner.
Often leading to close quarter disagreements.
They are yelling at each other like this close, like face to face. The really immature managers are kicking dirt on the ump.
And Barrie is not going to go quietly.
They've been sort of like Supreme Court justices. There has been no higher court.
That will change as of next season. Major League Baseball confirming that each team will get 2 chances to challenge a ball or a strike as it ushers in the era of robot umpiring using an automated ball strike system known as ABS.
This is a very good day for baseball fans, because the last thing you want is games ended because of a bad call.
Utilizing a dozen cameras positioned around the field, ABS technology is also being used in tennis and football. The league says it will take no more than 15 seconds for a challenged pitch to be decided.
And the average replay challenge took 13.8 seconds. And there's only 4 challenges in the course of a game. So we're literally talking about 57 seconds added to a game.
Baseball pundits say the move can't come soon enough.
Baseball's been going on since the 19th century. Baseball's been going on since before the First World War. And now they're finally doing this.
It's important to note that the human element of the game will remain unchanged. Umpires will still be behind home plate. Those we spoke with, though, hope this will encourage the men in black to step up their game. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Toronto.
Case, the phone hasn't stopped ringing. We got another suggestion. One Hit Wonders, The Rhythm of the Rain, a song that has rain in the title by the Cascades.
Nice. I like it. I like it.
What about tomorrow? Is more rain on the way?
Well, let's take a little look right now. And this is the Get Up and Go forecast first thing tomorrow morning. And yes, it is. Here we go. This is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Cloudy skies, and it looks like a little bit of rain coming down in Barrie at 7 a.m. It looks like cloudy skies in Newmarket, 17 degrees. And the rain, well, it can be found in Gravenhurst with some showers coming down at 7 o'clock and 16 degrees. From here, I'll pass the Dutchie back to Sarah.
Thanks so much, Case. And thanks to our fabulous viewers for interacting and having some fun with us tonight. We always appreciate those phone calls. I'm Sarah Freemark. Thanks for watching. And Jack will wrap things up tonight at 11. Stay dry out there.